What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. We know last week, me and Pryor talked about it on Breaking News about what happened in the media scrum. Lady Sketch, are you familiar with what happened?
I am familiar.
Okay.
I am familiar.
And I'm pretty sure the only reason why Hangman Page wasn't suspended because he already left the building. Because I'm pretty sure he would have buckshot Larry right to that room. And,
okay, so this is the thing that I'm trying to understand about this whole jam.
Yeah.
So we saw last week that I can't remember who all was suspended, but there was like, what, 3 or 4 of them that was suspended?
So we got CM Punk, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Christopher Daniels, Michael Nakazawa, Ace Steel. Those are the ones that were in the room.
No, I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying there was I saw something last week that said they were suspended, but it wasn't all of them. Like, they didn't suspend it as far as I've seen. I didn't see a suspension for CM Punk yet. I didn't see a suspension for Ace Steel yet. I'm pretty sure I saw something that said they suspended the Young Bucks and they suspended Kenny Omega. I can't.
All of them are suspended.
All of them are suspended, but they didn't announce. They technically still didn't, quote unquote, announce the suspension of Punk and Ace Steel yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't see anything about that. I saw an announcement that said these folks were suspended. And then the next thing I saw was now we're going to, get into legal action kind of thing.
Yes,
they are suspended, but I guess they just didn't they wanted to see how severe their suspension was going to be, but they are suspended. They just didn't I guess they still want to see how severe they should get punished, basically.
Well, yeah, because it's going to be something because, like I said,
just better be.
I'm saying because you got lawyers and legal people involved in this now. They're doing an investigation and all this stuff like that. So there are, people that basically they can't talk about certain things because of, because it's now in legal hands and stuff like that. But this thing shouldn't happen. It made for a bad 72 hours in AEW, and then so many things happened. You had the Acclaim and
72 hours.
Yeah, you had the Acclaim and Keith Lee and sort of had a great match, and they almost won championships. MJF came back, and all that stuff was thrown out the window because of what happened with CM Punk thing. And the thing is, I want to take the time right now to apologize because last week on the podcast, I said that somebody asked CM Punk a question about Colt Cabana.
That was what I saw too.
But what happened was nobody asked him a question about it. He saw somebody that was a journalist that was in the audience that used to be friends with Colt Cabana. And he picked
attacking everybody. Because he seen this guy with a Pittsburgh shirt on. He was like, "What are you, a Pittsburgh Penguin shirt? What are you doing, man? Get out of here."
So it's like he picked a fight, and then when the journalist said, "Look, I'm not friends with Colt Cabana no more. Me and him, we don't see eye to eye." CM Punk comes out and says, "Damn, you blew my spot." Well, anyway, let me finish going with this rant. It was like this man was pissed off and had to pick a fight.
He was just mad.
Yeah,
you mad as fuck.
So with all down, everybody's online, giving their own opinions, just like an asshole. Everybody got one.
Everybody got one.
So to my team, I want to discuss in your personal opinion, what do you think should happen to the people that are involved? Because I mean, even CM Punk's dog was there. You know what I'm saying? Because they was in Chicago. And
not CM Punk's dog.
Larry the dog was
and
there.
And your damn dog, too.
And they said, Ken Baker was trying to get the dog out the room. And then
he got his hair pulled for doing it.
That's messed up. Why y'all back here? Why y'all grown men back here fighting like this?
You know what? All this stuff.
I mean, I'm pretty sure people fight all the time backstage in wrestling. But at least back in the day, now they probably just... All right, I'm going to challenge you to man. All right, cool.
It just seemed like it was a knockdown, drag-out brawl. Like, yo, come on.
They said it was like a 6-minute altercation.
It's a 6 minutes.
That's a long time in fighting. Like,
yes, it is.
There's a couple things that 6 minutes is a long time. Fighting and kissing. I know that seems weird, but that's a long time to be fighting somebody.
So my question is to y'all: what do you think the action should be to the parties involved?
I feel like if they find out that, like if they find out that CM Punk started this unprovoked, then they should fire him. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know the whole story. We're not going to know the whole story until they finish wrapping up the investigation and tell us what they want us to know. Because they don't necessarily mean they're going to tell us everything.
I mean, like I said, they have different parties where some people say that CM Punk threw the first punch. Then there's other parties that said that, the Young Bucks were the aggressors. Like, when he kicked the door, I was just like, why do I just see them super kicking the door?
Yeah, who's kicking doors? What?
Leg slap, CM Punk. We ain't like...
Come on, bro.
That would be hilarious. But I think that a lot of people are already in agreement that CM Punk has started this fight.
And that's why I'm confused. Like, bro, what'd you start the fight for? Like, what's your problem?
Now, I feel like Punk started the fight, but I also do believe that all three of them probably ran up on him. I don't think they kicked the door down, but I do think they ran up on him.
You don't think they super kicked the door in?
No. Kenny Omega probably V-triggered the door, but I don't think they... Anyway. No, I think it's probably one of those things where the door is probably a little open slightly, and they just kicked it open, basically, probably.
Uh-huh.
A regular kick, front kick, not a super kick.
That is too much.
But,
like my wife tonight.
I
think all three of them probably did roll up to him, and he was like, oh, it's three of y'all? Okay. And then just started swinging. After they got fed up, or whatever the case was.
What do you think should happen, Prime?
I think Punk and Ace Steel should be fired, and I think Omega and EVP should be stripped of their titles, their job titles, like the EVP. And then I think that they should be suspended for a number of months, maybe 1 month or 2.
But also, didn't they've already lost all the juice that comes with the titles. They from what it sounds like,
they didn't get the titles.
They were all just they're in title only. Like they don't have any power anymore.
Well, apparently the CM Punk, they can't even run the target. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but okay. So here's my thing. I do like CM Punk. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I hate him because of what happened. Mm-hmm. But what happened was very unprofessional.
Very much. Mm-hmm. If this was anywhere else, he would have been fired ASAP.
And me personally, I'm like the way you handle things. No matter if I don't care if we look the same. I don't care if we got the same beliefs. I don't care if you did something for me in my life that has been life changing. I go by the principle: right is right and wrong is wrong. And what I'm saying, when I say that is because yes, I will have a little grievance for my friends and my family stuff like that. But if you are too much on the wrong, he's wrong. There's nothing I can do because I've seen the people online and trying to defend for what he did, and I'm like, you can't. Sometimes you can't always defend people for stuff that they did like this, and even just because honestly. He probably should just be fired for just the media scrum alone.
Yeah.
The man picked the
honestly,
fight.
To be honest with you, though, like, to me, I think he would have to be fired because the suspension doesn't do anything because he's already going to be out for 8 months because he got injured during the match.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you suspend me, I'm already not going to be here because I'm going to be recovering. So, like, they're technically not even a suspension. You just hurt.
But see, and this is the thing that also I feel like it holds a bit more weight. If you are supposed to be a vet here who is supposed to be guiding the other talent, like the talent who is up and coming, or if you're supposed to be a locker room leader, quote unquote, how does that look? That you out
he was
here?
very talented too.
What happened?
he was very intelligent. He said, "I work with kids, and they don't know what they're doing in the ring and all that."
But see, I think also a lot of this is really stemming from. I think it grew from little things, and then it just got bigger and bigger with certain parties. Like the whole, I think all of this really started with the whole Hangman Page thing, where he was just like, I don't care what he talking about. Pretty much, that was just basically. I say, I'm not taking advice from this man. Who cares? Kind of deal. And then,
he did say that they don't like to take advice from vets, but I will say though, you see how he waited till Bobby Fish wasn't there to do it. Him and Bobby Fish got beef.
Yeah, I know they got beef, and Bobby Fish is a legit ass kicker. He's kind of like Steve Blackman. Like Steve Blackman on TV was just like he's like, okay, he's a lower mid card guy, something like that. But I'm like, no, legit.
Don't encounter this man in the alleyway.
He can kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like Ken
Bobby
Shamrock.
Fish was like
legit.
Bobby
Kick
Fish
your
was
ass.
like me. Brian Danielson and Kyle O'Reilly are actually MMA trained people. For him to come in there and do MMA moves, that's embarrassing to my sport. And I got a problem with it. I was like, dang. Oh. So I guess ever since then they had beef. And then he was calling them out. And then as soon as he leaves, you see him trying to do this. And he said, well, let me would have been there. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he
the only thing about Bobby that is scaring me now, though, since he's not on TV no more, he stopped putting that down his hair. He look like he.
Yeah, didn't they release Bobby Fish?
Yes.
Yeah. So
they didn't release him. His contract went out.
His contract.
Yeah, but I'm saying now that he hasn't been on TV, he hasn't been dyeing his hair black. So now he got his natural hair color, and he is 45. So he looks like he'd be at the meetings now.
Oh Jesus, no! Oh no!
All his gray hair. He don't got the Bobby. He don't got like the mustache and the goatee. He just got like a beard, like a gray beard.
Oh, Bobby.
Gray hair and gray beard, and he look like he was.
Yeah. All this, like, well, first off, for my thing is, I do believe CM Punk should be fired, along with Ace Steel. And I do believe that...
Nah, Ace Steel should be, like, in jail. This man bit another guy.
He's not in jail.
He threw a chair and everything. He should be he's the main aggressor.
Yeah, he bit somebody. He pulled Omega hair.
I saw that. I said, who was biting people?
They said, how we got the dog back there, but he's still the one biting people? How the fuck that happened?
Why y'all... Listen... Personal pet peeve. Why y'all be wanting to put your mouth on people? Why you need to bite folk?
I don't know, because I just read a story today about Velveteen Dream biting somebody else also. Cause,
I mean, let's be honest, Ace still look like he bite people.
Did y'all talk about that?
We talked about the EC3 video. I didn't talk about the cocaine in the car in front of the cop.
I didn't talk. I was talking about the EC3 video.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But I'm like, why y'all biting folks? Stop putting your mouth on people.
Yeah, I was like,
it's giving y'all don't have home training. Like, what's going on? Why?
Then he pulled Kenny Omega's ramen noodle hair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you every time.
Leave Kenny Omega and his is going to be May hair alone.
And they said, one of Nick Jackson had a black eye and something else.
Yeah, it was crazy. But so both of them had to. First of all, Tony Khan has to stop being friends with everybody.
But oh my God, I was about to say. How was he sitting next to CM Punk this whole time? So you're the boss. How was you sitting next to him?
I would have had to be like, I was like, y'all, hold on a second, and they had to pull him to the side or something
I would have been just like this. Y'all gonna hear me go out, but I would have been like, okay, you see, I took that mic away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would have did.
He was just CM Punk just going off, and he just sitting over there looking like a tired single mother. What are you doing?
And then when he tried to interject, CM Punk cut him off.
You are the boss.
Yeah, I would have had to take the mic. I don't care about the time that we have a Punk. I would have took the mic.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's no chance that would happen in front of Vince McMahon. Not a chance in hell they would have to be a scrub with this. Somebody would have popped off like that in front of Vince.
That's intense. Like, that's my thing.
Vince would have fired the whole press conference. It's over. I don't like your tone, pal.
We've been saying just in like personal conversations, folks is only going to let you do what you like. They only want to do what you allow them to do. And it's like it's not like it's the Wild Wild West back there.
Yeah.
Which is why Cody Rhodes, his tweet and delete, talk about when you see why I left.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, folks gave him hell. Talking about, oh well, you going back to WWE and listen, WWE may be a lot of things, but I don't think in 2022, folks is back there throwing chairs. Okay.
No.
But, and starting fights and not having and then there's no structure. Like it just seems like everything is we flying by the seat of our pants at this point, because the infrastructure is starting to get weak.
And and then also the Young Bucks rumor has it that they sent out some feelers to WWE.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
And I'm like,
if you started this, what you think is gonna happen?
No. I think he started that on purpose to put a threat to Tony Khan. Just saying, like, look, you don't understand. We have a decent relationship with Triple H. We will, if we're fired, we'll go to WWE. It's almost like daring, daring us, or like, don't strip us of our time. Like I think the Young Bucks are trying to bully Tony Khan.
Out.
Me personally, I'm just like, you fired. I think Punk and Ace should be fired. I think the Young Bucks should be fired.
But this is my thing. So, what do y'all think is going to happen? Relationship or no relationship? If y'all are that hot right now, because if they say they find out that they were the aggressors, why would I want to pick you up right now? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I have two sides to this story.
Okay.
How I feel, and I know I can't feel both sides, but I do feel both sides. But one side says yes, they should be fired and or taking their titles away and or suspended. Another side of me says, since everybody knows that it's real, why not try to make money off of the real life situation? Even though I know that's not going to happen, but I'm saying those type of things do work, i.e., Edge leave and other situations.
Yes, I do. Yes, certain situations you can. I do agree with you. Certain situations you can do and take and turn into a real thing.
Now, if Punk wasn't injured, I would go that route and say, y'all better get your act together so we can get more money and more publicity.
Yeah, but the thing is, Punk already said we beyond apologies.
Well, yeah.
So if we beyond
apologies,
but
if he was not injured, he would have seen that money that they was getting from this storyline.
No, I don't think he. See, that's the thing. I don't think.
Bro, Matt Hardy, Ed stole Matt Hardy's woman in real life and took the loss.
Yeah,
anything can happen. All right?
No, because look, just hear me out. That's Matt Hardy. CM Punk looks at himself as the draw.
He takes himself very seriously.
Yes, and Tony Khan has already been on hands and knees because there have been some investments.
All right, okay. Talk about real life then. What about Brett and Shawn?
Brett and Shawn had Vince.
Okay, all right.
See, the only thing is, it's like going to make money, but here's the thing, though. The difference between the real life situations that happen at WWE compared to the real life situations happening now is Vince. Vince is like this. Look, hey, I am, because Vince already will take a real life thing and turn it to a storyline, and he's like, we can make money off this, and I can talk you into doing this, and this is what we're going to do. But if you not going to play ball, guess where you're fired. And you know what happened? They ended up releasing Matt Hardy anyway.
No, they released him before they thought of the storyline.
Okay, before they thought of the storyline, then they brought him back. Okay, so it's just like, okay, let's the fuck make money off this stuff. This thing is not going to go away right now. The same thing with Brett and Shawn, and the thing is, Tony Khan would have probably let Brett win at Survivor Series. He would have screwed Brett over, and then take an Eddie Murphy punch in the back. He wouldn't have done that. So Tony Khan sitting there talking to CM Punk and the Young Bucks in the locker room, talking about we can make money off of this. First of all, ain't no money to be made because he's gonna be gone for 8 months.
Yeah, I'm saying if he wasn't injured.
But if he wasn't injured, they said it's gonna make some money off of this shit. It's just like, can Tony Khan bring both of them in the room and they got the respect enough or feel the threat of God, with him to the point where it's just like, all right. let's go make some money off this and be professional about it. No, we can't. Not with Tony Khan there. Because first of all, this is the moment that Tony Khan has to establish himself as the boss. There has not been a moment yet where he has established himself as the boss. He has established himself as the friend, as the mark, as the fan. That's what he's established himself as. He has not established himself as the boss. And you have to put your foot down to the point where it's like, this is who I am. This is my company. This is a multi-million-dollar company that I am running here. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then there are a lot of things that's coming up for AEW to the point where a lot of stuff is taken into consideration, where we will look at it and think as though that it may not be, but it is. Such as, you probably don't want to get rid of Kenny Omega. I mean, because like I said, of course, according to some reports, we don't know all the reports yet, that he wasn't even the one fighting. Mm-hmm. But say he was there part of the aggressors, but he's locked in with the video game. He's locked in with that marketing part of AEW to the point where it's like, you need that. But I don't
think the Bucks. I don't think they're getting fired. I think they're just gonna.
Yeah, I don't think the Young Bucks are getting fired.
Like I said, I don't think they get fired. In my opinion, should they get fired? Yes.
But then again, Brandon Cutler was there, and I'm gonna just assume that Brandon was probably recording at the time. He records everything.
Oh my God! So he was spraying up with the cold spray.
I'm saying there could be footage of this fight. That they probably had to give in to authorities.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe say like, "Oh, look, we weren't the aggressors. Or look what happened." Because Brandon Cutler got fired as well. Got suspended as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a thing where, but I'm talking for the Young Bucks, like, strip them of all time. First of all, no active. I was never on board with the active guys being EVPs.
Yeah, that seems.
I was never on board with that. And I understand they probably
it made sense at that time, but now they should have been.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it was probably to attract the company, but no active person should be an active wrestler should be your EVP, and especially the Young Bucks. No, not at all. So they gotta get stripped of that. If the rumor is true that they're going around there sending feelers to WWE. If I was trying to comment about this, you want to feel or you want to go see how it really is? Go ahead. I'm not going to be bullied into something because of somebody. Go get.
They're also. I mean, they are signed until 2024.
They also have 2024. But if he fires them and he says, "Well, fine, we're going to WWE," there's no guarantee right now. Triple H, I mean, they had a decent relationship with Triple H. I don't know what Triple H's plans are, but there's not going to be a time where it's like, let me just bring up the Young Bucks.
Yeah, let me send the Street Fighters to help out this guy, this random dude.
Yeah, I mean, will they have good matches with their teams? Sure, but the Young Bucks in WWE is not going to be the Young Bucks now. They are going to be a toned down version, and they know that this is all they're doing what Randy Orton did. Randy Orton did the same shit a couple years ago where he's like, Vince, AEW, they around, they even offered his money. Randy, you're not going nowhere. Raise.
Yeah, that is how you leverage a job.
Yeah. But right now, I'm not you have some nerve, if this rumor is true, you have some nerve trying to send some feelers at WWE because you mad about how shit worked out. Bruh. Before the quote unquote fight even happened, they were already threatening to walk because of CM Punk. I guess they came in his locker room for him to apologize. Is what I'm thinking that happened. Well, yeah, he has nuclear heat backstage.
Yeah, because I seen that they were like they was like, all right, it's either you apologize or we walk type of thing. That's what I was getting from the different reports that came out. And then the brawl happened, So
what did they want him to apologize for? The media scrum?
Yeah. Yeah, he said they can't manage a target and that they stupid and that they airheaded. He was talking trash.
And the wild part is I've seen varying camps online where some people are just like, if you quit this, you quit WWE, you not quit, but or what they're now calling quiet quitting.
Yeah.
You quiet quit, quote unquote. WWE, you had problems there, you got problems here. You couldn't seem to get it together when you went to oh my God. UFC? Is UFC a thing about? that he went to?
Yeah.
They was just running down his tape. And it was just like, then maybe the problem is you. And then other people are just like, but there have been murmurs of things being toxic backstage at AEW for a minute now. Maybe it's the result of that. Honestly, I really don't think it matters at this point. Because perception is everything.
Yes.
It's going to look like you are the issue, whether you are or not now, because you had an issue when you was in WWE. I'm not saying that your problems weren't valid, but it's like now you come here and it's the same thing. I don't know.
No, I mean you make good points. Punk has that problem. That's something that's something that what was that narcissistic behavior? I don't know what the proper terminology for that is, but yeah, there's a problem. He picks fights. It was, first of all of this shit could have been avoided if people act like grown men and talk to each other.
Exactly.
If they went and just said, "Hey, are you spreading lies about why that I got Coca Band fired?" So I'm tired of hearing about it. And we could sell that backstage, and then if you want to they start a fight, it wasn't even on camera. If the other one's got a problem with seeing Punk, you come talk to them like all this behind the scenes bullshit. I'm talking to my friends. I don't want to say nothing. Man, we grown ass men. Yep. If you got a problem with me, come talk to me. And this.
I mean, to the credit, we don't know if this is true or not, but that is what CM Punk said.
Yeah,
he said those words verbatim in the press conference. So
he said, "Yeah, come find me. If you got a problem, you can come find me." But he, as CM Punk, if he was mad about, because it's like he feels bad that the rumors were spreading about him getting Coca Band fired. If that was the problem,
but that on top of Hangman, he said, "quote unquote," went into business for himself.
You still go to Hangman. That promo was
cut.
He
did.
That promo was cut. He did not. That promo was cut.
Well, I don't know. I just know he said, I went to him to ask for an apology, and he didn't, so we're fine going from there.
That promo was cut in May, and now you bringing this shit up in November. No, in September. You know, like I said, all this stuff really could have been avoided with all these people, these parties involved, if they communicated and talked to each other. The end. That's the unfortunate part about it. The end. But you had Moxie had to come back from vacation. Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho go back to be locker room leaders, which I heard the locker room responded well to them. And to be honest with you, if AEW loses CM Punk and the Young Bucks, but they're not going to lose the Young Bucks, but when they lose CM Punk, they're going to be okay. They're going to be fine.
Yep.